Hey, I want to introduce a spiritual rhythm today that I often go back to if I don't have a passage in the Bible I'm reading at the time, or if I'm not following a plan, but just need something to get my day started. I prefer to do it in the morning because a lot of the things actually refer to what you're doing that day. Um, so basically, the spiritual rhythm is an acronym, like it's called TIPSY, and I'll explain what the different letters are standing for. And then if you want to, you can participate as you're watching by just stopping the video in between and right away jumping into the discipline that I'm explaining. So the first one is T. It stands for Thanksgiving, and you start off that discipline by just taking a moment of writing down 10 things you are thankful for that day. Maybe you're doing that already, maybe that's a new practice, but that's just a good start of, just focusing your heart on something you are thankful for. The next letter is I, and it stands for intercession. And intercession is praying for someone or for something that's not just yourself. So often we have maybe multiple things we would love to pray for, or people giving us prayer requests, or different things where we have a list going on, but then at the end of the day, we are not really getting to praying for these things. So at this one, you just take a moment and ask God what you're specifically praying for today. So you can do it right away, or you keep the prayer requests throughout the day, and then when you're reminded, you're just praying for the person or the circumstance that was highlighted. Next, we have priority, like P, like priority. And you, in this one, write down what's priority for that day. So often we have long lists going on. Maybe you're overwhelmed already that morning. What even all needs to happen? You don't even know where to start or how to get it all done. So you just take a moment and write down what's actually priority for the day. So I would challenge you to not write down more than 2 or 3 things, because then, as we all know, things get lost again. But in that one, you just take a moment, write down what is actually priority and needs to happen that day. The next one is S for silence. And that one you can expand and do as long as you want. So sometimes if you have a little bit more time that day, you could even do this an hour long or 30 minutes, or you just keep it to like a couple minutes. I would recommend to at least do 5 to 10 to just actually be able to quiet yourself down for a little bit. So I generally set myself a timer and put my phone on do not disturb so that there's really no distraction. And then I also don't need to worry about how much time has passed, how much time I have left. I just let the timer go off after the certain time I set. And for the silence part, I generally try to be really aware that God is present, maybe what He's inviting me into that day, but really quiet your mind and have a time of silence. So the last one is Y, and it stands for Your Word for Me Today. And that's a prophetic activation where you just take a moment and ask God for a word for you personally for that day. So instead of for someone else, you listen and write down what God is speaking to you. This could be one word, one sentence, or something bigger, depending on how God speaks to you.